this. Can you hear me good? Is the music to voice ratio good? Okay, cool. It always takes me, for some reason, like when I didn't want to go live a minute ago and I was trying to test it out, it was like gonna go live right away, and then just now it took me like 3 times for it to like actually go live. Twitch is weird. Justice said you're looking like a snack.
Like a snack?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's me, and it's like I'm live, but there's no, like, it doesn't show that, like, you know, I'm live. It's not live in the thing. No chat's popping up. It's like, it's not starting. And I have to completely, like, leave Twitch, like, exit out of the app altogether, and then come back in, because, you know, what do you expect, you know? What is this? Yeah, I don't know. But we're here. That's all that matters. So.
Together. Mr. Ruby. Hey.
She said you're looking like a haunted bugle.
Never gonna give that. I'll be on my deathbed. You deserve to die. You hate that bugle.
Oh my god. She said, yo. I don't know.
So, to give you guys the rundown, we are married. We've been married for, how long have we been married for? 7 years?
We've been married for 6.
6. Together for 7. Yep. I met Rachel on POF. We both were like 200 pounds. That went out the window when I started cooking. And she started cooking. So she cooked dinners and I cooked breakfast, and we kind of blew up like a balloon. But I was at a point in my life where I didn't know where I was going, but Rachel knew where she was going, and all I knew is wherever she wanted to go, I wanted to go with her, and never left each other's side. No. She wasn't she was 400 pounds in high school, but she lost all that, no surgery, went to the gym every day, team pump in Merced, and got down to 205. I didn't have a car, so I was walking everywhere. So, yeah, that was my exercise. And then when you get a car, you drive everywhere, and then you gain weight. Yeah. I think for Rachel being 2 craniotomies, 2 brain surgeries, tumors, parents passing away 5 months apart, and still for her to still be in school and still get good grades and still comprehend everything that she's noticing, everything that she's reading and stuff like that, and still getting good grades is phenomenal. She's very tough and very strong-willed person. She just a very positive person. Makes me want to be a better person. So that's why I really married her. It's because we did fall in love, and I cooked you an omelet, didn't I? Yeah, I cooked you an omelet. Stayed the weekend and never left her side, which is actually pretty crazy. Because when you look at older couples and they're like, yeah, I never left her side, and 64 years thinking that it's going to be me and Rachel one day, it's pretty awesome. And so, yeah. We worked at Uber. We did Uber for Uber Eats in San Francisco. It pays good. And I got to spend time with Rachel, and me and Rachel did it. We were a team at it. We did very, very well. But now she's back in school, and I am working. I just got into a car accident and have to do a spine tap. Have to do a spine tap in like, I don't know, whenever they schedule the appointment. I gotta get one in my lower back and one in my neck. And I got work excuse from work for all this, and the manager still wants me to come back and be hired, and she said it takes as much time as you need. So I'm doing that. And when it's all over, I should get a settlement and I should be happy with, paying more bills. Yay. Who doesn't like that? Well, yeah. I'm from Modesto. She's from Merced. We met in Merced. I went from Modesto to Merced when I was 16. We lived there for about 10 years, and that's where I met Rachel. And now we're here back in Modesto. And yeah.
Jesse wanted to he wanted to start being more involved,
More
in
vocal.
the lives and stuff, and so this is what we're doing. So, story time with Jesse. He tells you tell good stories. He's good at telling stories.
Yeah. What else? I come from a big family of 8. We have the same mom but different dads.
You and your
siblings.
Yeah, you gotta make that clear.
Me and my I will. Me and my siblings. There's 3 of us, little ones. I'm a twin. I have a twin brother. I have and a sister, and then I have Jessica, Sarah, Krista, Janae. And then I have 4 other sisters with the same mom, different dad, and 1 other brother, same mom, different dad. It's not as crazy as it seems, because there are situations where my mom was with somebody. She got cheated on when she was pregnant and left him, and then went to another guy. A guy went to prison for, I think, 20 years or whatever for
doing things with children.
Yeah, unfortunately. And well, that was happening, and it's just the overall environment my mom had the kids in was not good. So they ended up taking the 4, and they out of state, adopted out Mennonites and stuff, and so they're religious now. And what else? I lived in Idaho. I lived in Wisconsin. I'm very fortunate in my life to be this young and be that many places. Is actually pretty cool, because I lived in Wisconsin, so I traveled a little bit in the Midwest. I lived a little bit in Idaho, traveled over there, Montana, Wyoming. Been to Oregon, been to California. Well, obviously, what else? Yeah, I've been in 22 different states. But I also lived in 3 different states: California, Wisconsin, and Idaho.
He's definitely adventured more than I have, you can say.
Yeah. Been on planes. Been on trains. And that's why I don't understand, because I when I'm in shape I'm 210, when I'm out of shape I'm like 300, so I'm 250 right now. Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to work at Amazon. I worked at, and people say that there's no jobs. There's no job. There's jobs out there. You just gotta find them.
Well, and it's finding good employers. That's the problem.
Yeah,
too,
good
not
employer. For me,
necessarily-
for me, it's been good employers because they see somebody like me who's willing to go above and beyond and really help out the company. And there's Hazel, and since it's just like they don't know. They tell you false things like Amazon. They tell you false things. Oh, you're gonna get hired. You're gonna get hired. They want to tell you that during the season to get you working more and more motivated or whatever. But I already know it was a good job. Motivation was there, but they put your name in the computer and they ran it because they go through so many applicants. They can't go through each one by themselves. Yes, Hazel. Yes. Okay. Here, I'll pet you. You can't. So they can't go through each one. They put your name in a randomizer with the computer, and it randomly picks people's name. Doesn't go off work ethic at all, which is it's a little crap what it is because they trained me on a lot, like 3 different forklifts, and that should go to show you how good of a worker I was. I worked with her dad before he retired. I worked about 4 months with her dad. Her dad, who passed away, liked my work ethic and he was giving me ups and stuff like that. And he personally seen that I was a good worker and always was great to me. He treated me like his own son, really. And I was very fortunate enough to have a father-in-law like that. Most people don't like their in-laws, but I do. I love my father-in-law. What else? Yeah, Rachel's doing great. I don't know how. Like I said, it's hard enough to get a degree in anything by yourself, but when you go through 2 creating enemies, your parents passing away 5 months apart. I know people that will just turn to drugs and alcohol and just, I'm done. But Rachel pushes on and stuff like that. And it's really motivation to me to see that. To see somebody do that positive thing and think that, maybe you can do it. Maybe you can't, what you're going through isn't as worse as the other people. It's still significant to you, but there's always can be worse. It always can. It always can be worse. It could always be better too, but everybody wants to say it always can be better. But yeah, it always can be better. But it also can be worse, and sometimes people's worst is, So with that, I'll let Rachel talk. Just getting used to the online stuff.
You were doing really good.
I have the gift of gab.
The gift of gab.
Yeah.
I have a Hazel. She's being a weekend.
She started licking my hand and wanted me to pet her too, but Rachel's good.
So Justice was messaging. She was saying, let's see, legal thing. She was saying how I make her want to be a better person. You got this, like with everything that you have going on and everything.
Yeah.
She said we're cute. OMG, you guys are so cute. She was saying she liked your stories that you were telling and everything. And then oh yeah, she was talking about that is so toxic. She was talking about reacting to like when you were talking about your mom and all that stuff. And then she said the stuff with Amazon is disgusting. The whole
it is disgusting in a sense of they just want you to work hard and stuff like that. But they don't understand with some people that we do realize it's a good job, but it was a good experience for me.
And then she said after that you have a lot of skills. You actually have a lot of skills.
Yeah. Yeah, I even went to college for welding.
Yeah. Yeah, he's I think when I looked into it, you're like technically like 2 classes.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think it was it 2?
Yeah, it was 2. No, it was 2.
I think it was like two
Two small classes away
from getting like his welding certificate.
Yeah. That's about it.
What's he doing?
But welding's something you can go get.
Okay.
You can go get a certificate in completion, but it just matters about your certification if you get certified. But there's a steel company here in Modesto and by Oakdale that are willing to hire apprentices. But the only problem with that is I would literally have to be available 12 hours a day and work possibly 4 days a week, which is not bad schedule because I was working 5/12s with Amazon. 5/12s, yeah, from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. So when I was we were living in Merced when we first got together, her dad was at a hospital for 26 years and I was working at Amazon. So I would drive from Merced to Patterson, which is like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 40 minutes. Drive there, do a 12-hour shift, drive back. After sometimes I don't drink coffee, and I don't do energy drinks really because I got hooked on the Monsters and it was bad. So I had to roll down my window and sometimes I had long sleeves or a sweater. I would pull up my sweater, stick my arm out the window. Stick my arm out the window because it was cold enough to keep me awake for the drive. But then from 6 to drive from there. Her dad had to be at work at 8, so I would sleep for like 45 minutes, and he'll wake me up because her schooling was more important to him for her to get the degrees. So he woke me up after 45-minute nap, and I'll drive him to work, and then come back and go to sleep sleep the rest of the day until I have to get up for work. Stuff like that. I mean, but I understand because he one thing he did stress to me when he was alive, he wanted Rachel to get a master's degree. So we're sticking to that. With me getting in a car accident and having my back out, and I got an excuse, but I'm not getting paid. So it's really just a struggle, but when I'm with Rachel, it's okay. It's just a struggle. We'll get through it, and I can move on to the next thing. And here's the kicker: when we first got together, her car was stolen 3 days after we met. We got it back, but yeah.
I think that was kind of like a sign of like our future car problems, because literally,
yeah,
like we've been in, and none of them were like our faults. We've been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accidents.
Yeah. The first major accident we were in, we were driving back from work.
I was driving.
Yeah. She picked me up. We were driving back from work. A guy was so kind to drive 120 miles an hour, blow past a 4-way stop sign.
He was drunk.
We couldn't see him coming because there was a house with a big old fence line, and it was dark. It was crazy. And he blew past. It was a Chevy HHR 2011, and took out our whole front end.
That's what we were driving.
We were driving that, and then we did a 360. I look over, I hit my knee pretty bad. I contused my knee all the way to the bone. So it was like a bruised knee all the way to the bone. Which anybody in the medical thing, you can say you would rather have a break or like a tendon tear, but the bruising is really hurts really bad. So I can see, because Rachel had airbags on each side of her. I thought her head was cut off, to be honest with you. I hate to say it, but I thought I couldn't see her head. And she started, and I come to, and sure enough, she's screaming, and I open my door, I run over and get her out, and the guy's yelling, "Don't call the cops, don't call the cops." I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a 4-way, you blew past the 4-way, going 120, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna call the cops. And as soon as I said that, he tried to jump in his car and drive off. He got about 2 feet, and his car just died.
Yeah.
So we got the guy.
Yeah, he tried to get away, but it
Didn't work.
out.
Didn't work. Yeah. Both cars were non-functional.
And he was driving like a little, was it like a little Honda?
Yeah.
Or something?
Honda,
that he was driving?
Yeah, it's very good. You can remember that. It's a Honda, yeah. It's a silver Honda.
That's what I saw, yeah. Hey Janet, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. We just were telling stories. My husband was just kind of telling some stories about himself and kind of things that have happened while we've been together and stuff. And he was just talking about an accident that happened. Was that 2015 or 2016?
15.
Was it the same year we got together? It was, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, 16. It was 16.
Yeah, this was like about 2016.
Before we got married, yeah, guy blew past a stop sign, a 4-way stop sign, going 120, did $20,000 worth of damage to our car, and started screaming, "Don't call the cops! Don't call the cops!" Which was actually pretty. I was like, yeah, if I was telling him, if it was my fault, don't call the cops, but if it's your fault, I'm calling the cops.
Yeah.
I was just at heart a smart aleck, so.
You're doing great. That's good. I'm so glad. Yeah, we decided to come on Twitch and
give this online thing a whirl as a team.
Yeah.
Because Rachel doesn't. She has the stories. And if that's what YouTube and Twitch is looking for, something positive instead, because it's so easy to focus on the negative that just focusing on one person and their negative ways and stuff like that, and it's kind of humbling to see Rachel with her situation, 2 brain surgeries and still getting a master's degree and still getting good grades. It's inspiring to me, and if it's inspiring to one person, it could be inspiring to many. So that's what I'm here for. Because I'm the talker in the relationship. Rachel's more or less the doer. It's funny because I always say that I'm her wife. I'm Rachel's wife.
Yeah, I'm okay, Justice. My eyes got I got itchy eyeball going on right now.
So
yeah, that was the first accident we were in, and the most major.
Most major one,
yeah.
That's the most significant one.
Yeah.
And then I was in an accident with her niece on June 30th this year. Now it led to me getting a spine tap and the neck, and then I get one in my neck, and being out of work and stuff like that. It's just man. But I talked to my manager today. I showed her the note. I got another note. She said, "Yeah, just send it to HR, and then you're good." And she really wants me to keep me on the team. So, I mean, I'm good enough worker to be still wanted after not working ever since June 30th, really.
Yeah.
So, and it's a high-paying job for my area and everything, and stuff like that. I think I might have to go back and just stick with it. I have going on with me is I'm dyslexic. I was in special ed. I did all these things, but I still got my high school diploma, which is good. First ones to get our high school. Me and my twin are the first ones to get our diploma. Yeah, everybody else has got GEDs and stuff like that, and certificate of completion and stuff like that. So for me and my brother to get a diploma, that was a huge deal. And then even for me to go into welding college, I was the first one going to college, and I'm the youngest of 8. But yeah, and yeah. And I'm a twin, so that's also, I guess. People always ask, "Oh, you're a twin?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm a twin."
They look nothing alike. You
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to tell
we're fraternal.
them
We're
they're
not.
twins.
We're fraternal. We're not identical. But people get all stoked about, "Oh man, I would love to share my." No, you don't. Well, to be honest with you, I never really had a birthday, but I don't want to share half of my gifts with somebody. Yeah. I guess that's a little kid in me.
Justice had said, yes, Ray Ray is teaching me about cooling off before making any rash decisions.
Yeah, she's teaching me too. She's been teaching me. And it just started to take a hold like last year or this year or whatever.
It's taken a while. It's he had a lot from, like he's mentioned, he had a lot a lot of trouble and everything with growing up. So it's taken a while, but I knew that he, deep down there was someone special, so that's why I didn't really, and give up on it, so.
Yes.
We love you too, Janet.
Yeah. And thank you for this being one of our first supporters, or being, you are a supporter. You're here and you're taking time out of your day. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Justice said that is a huge deal with you being the first one to get your diploma and go to college and stuff.
Yeah. I've been a self-aware man through my whole life. My grandma taught me this. Because my grandma, she had Alzheimer's before she passed away and stuff like that, and going through that was because I loved my grandma very much, and I would be the only one in the family. All the kids would go outside and play, but I would sit down and watch TV with my grandma. Stanford and Son, All in the Family, the Carol Burnett Show. What else? We watched all of that stuff. Leave Us to Beaver. Andy Griffith, Matlock, stuff like that, and she taught me to be self-aware. She's like, and she told me at a young age that, and she's seen it too when growing up in junior high and elementary. She pulled me aside. She said, "I know you're not the brightest one of the bunch," and she's like, that's not a slant to you. You just gotta be self-aware. If you're self-aware and pay attention and listen to what other people say, you can learn a lot by just being quiet and open your ears. So that's what really stuck with me through my trials and errors in high school and stuff like that, is that if you can do something, you just gotta be willing to communicate and let people know what you can't do and what your weaknesses and strengths are, and they'll most likely oblige you. So yeah.
Justice said Ray Ray will be like, this is not worth it, Justice, just think about it first. Yeah. Janet, I was watching hurricane coverage and fell asleep. Woke up thinking I had a dog in the house. Scared me at first. Went outside and a dog chased 2 deer into flower bed. Oh no!
Yeah, see, and that's the thing too. Living in Wisconsin, you get the deers that will come up and stuff like that, and yeah, they can be a pest. The deer when they eat. eating all the plants and stuff like that. And
Yeah, when Mimi and then lived in Groveland, we would visit a couple times, and Groveland is like the same.
Yeah.
Like you just look out the window and there's like a deer like right outside the house, like not even.
yeah, they for some reason they like the because we went to a Home Depot, me and my sister, and we got the wood chips put around the tree and stuff like that. So they love like when there was snow and there wouldn't be because there would be like there's a net over there, and that's the first time I've seen like the net over it and stuff like that. That way you can wipe it away the snow.
Yeah.
They like going there and because you can get warmer and lay next to the tree. But there'd be poop everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh man.
Oh yeah, Justice, I'm sure you do. Yeah, thank you for being here, Janet. I love when you're in chats and stuff. I just, I love you in general, and you've helped me out tremendously, and I really appreciate that, so much.
See, and too when you work with, because we work with Uber Eats, when you can with Uber Eats you can work literally in any big city and go see the city, and that's what me and Rachel did. I took advantage of is that when we were doing Uber Eats in Sacramento, we went to the City Hall place. San Francisco, we went to that City Hall place. We got to see the Golden Gate Bridge. We got to see the Giant Stadium. I'm a big San Francisco Giant fan. See the statues of Willie Mays and Crazy Legs and stuff like that, which is actually pretty cool. And that's why I would love to do it again. Is you can go see cities and
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and while we were in where were we in Sacramento by the college.
What?
Because we got a big order. Usually, when you get a big order, with Sacramento, they normally tip pretty good out there.
Yeah, Sacramento, yeah.
Yeah, and you get big orders. You'll get because we got 3 Rico's party-sized pizza for a company, and they gave us a big order, or a big tip. So it works out.
The biggest Uber Eats order we had done was 25? 30.
32.
The drinks?
No, that wasn't the biggest order.
Starbucks drinks?
That was only 23.
No, like the amount of drinks.
Oh, the amount. Oh, yeah.
Like the amount of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, we did. We had one store, like grocery store, bought drinks for everybody in the all the workers in the grocery store.
Well, it was like one of the stores around here. It's like a Mexican store, and it has like a store, and then attached to it, it's got like a restaurant, and it's like the same.
Oh, so they did. Okay,
yeah.
so they got the people from the restaurant too, but it was like 23 drinks.
Was it 23? I thought it was like 25. Yeah, and she got like all of them. They were all like the
dragon fruit.
Yeah, like the dragon fruit drink or whatever. And yeah, we went in and like they had like just like holders with like a bunch of drinks. And because we didn't like pay attention, it just said, oh, like drinks from Starbucks. So we went, and they're like, yeah, these are all yours. And we had to wait there while they were like finishing them all and putting them in the holders and then putting them in the bags. And
sealing
Yeah.
up the bags. We had
It was
a
a
bag.
process.
Yeah, a bag. Our back seat was full of full of dragon fruit drinks from Starbucks,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool.
Yeah, we were doing that last year before I before I got sick again
Yeah.
and couldn't really
Move.
do much and stuff.
Yes, and now I got my arm guard, but I'm a security guard. I'm unarmed and armed, so I'm both.
Yeah, it's a lot driving, like especially when we were like going to like San Francisco and stuff. Sometimes there was a couple times we stayed in the car. There was one time we had made enough to where, because surprisingly, something we learned about when you're in San Francisco is, so like say it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and you're like, man, like I really don't want to stay in the car. I want to find a hotel room. If they have like hotel rooms that night that still aren't rented, they'll rent them to you like pretty cheap. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not talking like, like Holiday Inn. Like these are like cheaper, like rundown hotels.
No, they were it was a travel lodge. So
was it?
So it wasn't rundown, but it wasn't high end. So it was more or less middle class. But it was a travel lodge, and we just literally just
I think we paid like $50.
$50.
Night.
Yeah, we had paid $50. We had $50 for one night, and we got a good night's sleep. We got a good night's sleep. We got a shower, and the morning we just went back on and made more money. And people do, like when you work on the holidays and the weekends, they tip a lot more. Now the only thing sketchy about me, because Rachel, she was more or less the passenger in everything, because I was driving and I was getting out and giving the orders and picking up the orders, but Rachel would hold them because she, with her brain surgery, she couldn't go up the. People will say that there's 3 flights of stairs, but it's like 6 because it's upstairs to the door, and then in the main hallway, then you have to go up the top flight and then drop it off, take a picture, walk all the way down. So I was getting losing weight doing it too, which is actually good. And Rachel she'll sometimes, like if I can't park there during the day, then she'll jump in the driver's seat and then drive around the block. By the time she drives around the block, I would already have the order or drop off the order, and then she'll pick me up and we'll go to the next order. So it's good when you have a team. When you have a team doing it, it makes it so much more easier. Because think of it as if there was one person. If there's one person, you gotta shut the car off, turn it back on. You can't do that. You make sure it's secure and then drive off. But when you have somebody that's in the passenger seat that you can just hand it to, and she's gonna hold on to it, then you can just get in the car and go. Or she'll, like I said, she'll drive around the block, and then I'll drop off the order, and then she'll jump back into the passenger seat. But it was me mainly doing the driving and the stuff, because I can do that. She can't.
Yeah.
Because she'll get exerted, or even if she's feeling like she needs to do her legs, she'll do one order and then come back in. She'll do one order and then she'll be good, and then her legs is stretched, and then I can just go on. But yeah, we're driving 12 hours because we mainly did 12 hours. We didn't do 10 hours or 8 hours or whatever. Mainly doing 12 hours. I would get Charlie horses sometimes, and I would have to stop it, walk around, and then get back in and then go.
And I think too, one of the reasons why we made so much and stuff last year is because, like, it was 2021. It was like it was like March, April, May. It was like March through June, March through August, somewhere in there. And it was still like people were still like in for COVID and like kind of like sketchy about going out and things like that. So I think that's too why we got a lot of business at the time. I'm gonna catch up on some comments here though real quick. Thank you, Justice. Justice said you look cute, Ray. Yeah, the Starbucks workers. We actually, one of our neighbors next door, he works at Starbucks, and Mother's Day was bad on them. We went back and forth to Starbucks like 20 times. It was terrible. They were overloaded. And we were getting like a decent amount of tips. So we personally, out of our, we didn't have to, but out of our pocket, we gave them a tip because we were getting tips and they weren't. Like, they don't get tips through Uber Eats. It doesn't work that way. So we just felt it was right to give them a tip out of our tips.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing about me too. Since I've been where I worked at when I was in Wisconsin. I would wake up at 7 in the morning, go to work, not have to be to work until 11. So for 4 hours, I would literally just go to Walmart because I worked in a Walmart. They have Subway in a Walmart in Wisconsin, and I would literally play Madden, the video game, the free trial game, the demo for 4 hours. From 11 to 7, do that shift, walk from there to another one where my sister was working, and then help her close that store. So from 7 p.m. to 11 a.m. I wasn't getting paid, but I was helping her with the store. And my boss is like, "You can't do that. You're off the clock and this and that." I told him, I was like, "Sir," I was like, "my sister's working here. I'm not gonna punch in because that's gonna cost you more money. So I don't want to do that. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm gonna help my sister out with whatever she needs, so we can get it done and get it done right." And he's like, "Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. And feel free to, because it was only her by herself, and sometimes with her being open so late, she would get the drunk guys and they would hit on her and stuff like that. So me being back there kind of limited the hit-ons and stuff like that. But people with reaction, "Is that your sister?" I was like, "Yeah, it's my sister. Out here." And then to finish the story, we would, from 11, close that store. She had 4 kids, so 4 kids, go drive over an hour to Baraboo, get the kids from daycare because the daycare is closed at 1, which is thank God, and then get 4 kids was it 5 kids, 4 or 5 kids, I don't remember, but get my nieces and nephews in the car and then unwind. And by the time I got home to relax, I was up for 7, 12, literally 19 to 20 hours a day I was up. So that's why I got hooked on Monsters and stuff like that. And I would go in so early because I didn't want my sister to have to drive me to work, then drive back to work because she was a closer and I was the opener. So I didn't want to. I eliminated that by she would watch her coworker's son while she did her shift, and I would just go with her and eliminate that, and it made it easier on her. And I told her, she told me, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna need one of your checks because we got paid every other week. I got 2 checks a month." She's like, "I'm gonna need one of your checks for the bills and stuff like that." And I told her, "You can have both my checks." I told her, as long as my nieces and nephews are taken care of, the only thing I ask is for cable so I can watch my sports. That's it. It's I'll give you both my checks, just so you can do whatever. And got them it was in 2009, and then their van, they had an Oldsmobile van that was a 2002, and the transmission was going out before he had to go do his time because they gave him work release. So we would have to pick him up for work and drop him off. And he worked down the street, so it was no problem. But we had to drop him off in Baraboo back at the jail. But yeah, it was a crazy time. And by me giving her both my checks, she got enough money to afford a 2009. That year it was a brand new Chevy Uplander van. So that upgraded her significantly. We had food. She had food stamps for Wisconsin's. I don't know what Wisconsin's thing was or whatever. She had enough food stamps where we had food, and then literally all my money would go on. It would be the bills and the car payment, and my nieces and nephews getting new clothes. So like I said, as long as my nieces and nephews are taken care of, I don't care what you do with the money.
Yeah, unfortunately, she didn't end up appreciating everything that he did for them. So, some people just don't, appreciate.
Don't realize that
but,
I told her, I said, you're my family and then my sister and I love you. But she wanted too much, so I was just like, by me going halfway across this country to pretty much drop what I was doing, and I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, and I wasn't doing nothing with my life, so I was just figuring, why not go see Wisconsin and stuff like that. And I'm very fortunate to see that part of the world, and I thank her for that. But I had to come back home.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let's see. I'm pretty sure you left already, Parker Woodley. But if you happen to come back, whatever, I don't know who Ned, Ariel, or Alex are.
Who?
Someone who came in and commented about something.
What do they call me?
OMG, can you believe Ned cheated on Ariel with Alex? I don't know what.
Who? What?
Huh?
What is it?
It's just somebody who came in and made a random comment. People do that. What?
None?
Probably about like TV show or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesse's really big into Madden, and that's another thing. And because I see Justice mentioning him starting his own channel, he's like very, very good into sports, especially football and baseball. He knows a lot about football and baseball.
And basketball.
Well, really basketball too. And so that would be something. He can come on here if he wants to and chat with me, but then he can also have his own channel where he can talk about sports and stuff like that.
I got invited to a couple of they call them leagues, where you get a bunch of guys and they do leagues and they draft and stuff like that. But I got quite a few actually invites, but I don't have an Xbox right now. But that's okay. I mean, I'll get an Xbox later. No, I'll get that back.
What we're talking about though is just starting your own Twitch, where you talk about sports and stuff like that. Because you're, like Justice is saying, you're really good at talking, and you're good at interacting with people, and so you would be good with having your own channel too.
That's what the gift of gab comes into play.
Yeah, that's what Justice was saying, that you're good at this and you should start a Twitch.
Thanks, Justice.
Janet said, I use Instacart and always tip 30%. Some of the drivers say some people don't tip. Damn. Yeah, I've, when we didn't have a car, there were situations where we had to, we had to use Instacart, things like that. And, even if, we didn't have, money, I would tip at least something. Even $1 is something.
Yeah, by me working at Subway and knowing how important tips are and stuff like that, and how important the tips were, yeah, so it made me feel a little bit more sympathetic, because you're there, you're making people sandwiches and stuff like that, and sometimes I wouldn't have money, because I pretty much gave all my money to my sister, so I would rely on those tips to get me. And what my boss did is he made the sandwiches for the workers 85% off, so I can get a sandwich for $2. I can get a sandwich for a significant amount of price difference. And sometimes I didn't get no tips, I didn't eat, but that's okay. That's a sacrifice. You do that for family, and you help them out, where and whenever you can. At least that's what I was taught. And then you get older and then you drift apart, which is sad, but...
Justice said, I love basketball. She said, yes, I'll be your biggest supporter, Jesse. After Ray, that is. LOL.
Support, it no matter how significant or how big, if support's there, support's there, and I appreciate it. And that's why I came on here, because I can say a lot more than Ray Ray, because she's more the strong silent type.
I mean, I can talk. It's just sometimes it's hard.
With
It's
your anxiety,
hard for me,
which is
to-
understandable. I mean, your anxiety and what you've been through, you know.
Janet said, "I'm a big fan of the Cardinals, Chiefs, and the Blues. Can you guess where I'm from? LOL."
Kansas City.
Yes, even $1 counts for sure. One Justice said $1 make you holla.
Well, I thank you for Tyreek Hill, Janet, because I'm a Dolphin fan.
She said Missouri.
Yeah, Kansas City. Well, Missouri, yeah.
Southern Missouri.
Southern.
Yeah, that's the brain fog is like really covers like the is a good explanation for what goes on.
Yeah.
Up in there, you know.
Yeah, and that's why being with Rachel and stuff like that, and helping her explain, because it's crazy. Because I know what she's thinking, and she knows what I'm thinking, and we can read each other, and we can say what each other is saying. It's weird. I don't even have this with my twin.
Well, that happens too, like when, you know, when you're really like connected with somebody and you've been together with somebody for so long.
I say that's what happens when you found your soulmate.
Yeah.
That's what I say. When you find your soulmate, the possibilities are endless.
What's it like in Missouri, Janet? Justice said Dr. Emily deals with that a lot when she talks, and she is going through the same thing as you. Yeah, it gets difficult. Some days are better than others, but
yeah,
you know.
definitely. And when I learned, because the surgeon, her surgeon taught me so much, and I listened to her surgeon, and her surgeon doesn't want to overload her with her mind being as fragile it is, so she kind of leaned on me a little bit. Since she leaned on me and told me what to expect is a big difference, because she told me like she's gonna sleep a lot first year after the second surgery.
Disconnected. They can still hear you. It's just not as good.
Okay. So after the surgery, she told me that their bones are growing, and when the bones grow together, it takes longer as towards tissue or whatever, because tissue can just bind together. But when you have bones, it's a different animal. It's, as they say, it's going to be longer, and it's a longer process. And for her to sleep, because she'll get under, she'll be down like, I had 2 coffees and a soda, and I'm still sleepy. I said, yeah, because your brain is still healing, so don't be down that you're sleeping right now, because it may not be that way in the next year or something like that. You might get your energy back. So just rest, heal up as much as you can, and then, you know, we'll take it one day at a time.
Yeah. Justice said, yes, you guys are always finishing each other's sentences. Janet, it is beautiful, a lot of trees. I live on the lake of the Ozarks, on the foothills of the mountains, lots of animals, caves, and lots to do. Oh my gosh, that sounds so nice.
That sounds like...
compared to where we live.
Well, that sounds like Wisconsin. That's what, when I was living in Wisconsin, it's like that. Because I was next to a lake, and the lake was called Devil's Lake, which I didn't know why, because I don't understand, because the water was so clean that you can see the bottom. Like where I'm from in California, we have a lot of canals and rivers, and they're pretty much like drying up. We have a man-made lake, but the lake is now it's just like people. It used to be all spread out, but now it's more close. It's more boat friendly, so people are closer together, which drug the fun out of everything, because not everybody can afford jet skis or a boat or stuff like that, and for them to be more boat friendly, it's not. It should be more family oriented, because not everybody can afford that stuff.
Yeah.
But since they did that, it's fun suckers. Suck the fun right out of it. Excuse me, I got a little rich.
Yeah, justice, aphasia. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I suffer from that pretty bad, as you can probably, well, not pretty bad, but yeah, that's something that, yeah. Yeah. And yeah, like he said, especially because, like, it's your head and, brain and stuff, so it's a lot different than, like, if you, like, break your arm or something and it's healing, so that's just something I have to remember. That sounds like where you live. I still have to go and visit you, Justice, and I'm so curious, like, I really want to see, like, your town and, everything, because it sounds so nice. Well, like, everywhere, basically, sounds nice compared to where, compared to you, but there are a lot of national nature spots with the word devil or devils in it. It's a thing in America. Oh, wow. Janet, I live in what is considered tropical area, lots of rain and humidity. Oh wow, that's nice. Oh wow, I just found an article talking about the Devil National Park thing. I'll send it to Jesse right now. Oh yeah, if I went and visited you, yeah, I would never want to leave. It'd be so sad to leave. A lot of names are from Native American, like national parks and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, kind of, yeah, there you go. Sierra Nevada mountain foothills in Cali. So, like, technically kind of like by Tahoe, right? Ish. Yeah, and well, Jesse already said where we live, so you know. But yeah, I'm in Central California. Also, there are a lot of major incidences of deaths and disappearances at these places with devil in the name. It's really interesting. That would be really something really interesting to look into and, like, maybe make a video about or something. That really sounds interesting. 411 series. I haven't. I think this is something I should look into when I have a little bit of extra time. Yeah, I have another channel, Janet, that I have, but and I've started like doing things to it, um, but I haven't like started making videos for it yet because my main channel, my Hey It's Just Ray, like that's about like me, my life, things that are going on, stuff like that. But I also want to talk about like other things, like maybe make videos about like you guys are mentioning, like the national park disappearances, maybe other things. Just chat with people who might be having a hard time and need to talk to people. Maybe do some kind of reaction. So I have another channel for like that type of thing. I just haven't, I've been working on my Hey It's Just Ray and this channel, or this Twitch, but I do have another channel that I'm also, it's kind of like in the works, and it will come out sometime. I'd say, maybe in the next couple months or so, because I really want to work and get it out, but I'm just not exactly sure when. So yeah, because like I said, I really, I have a lot of like thoughts and things that I feel like I could talk about, but my Hey It's Just Ray channel is like, that's not really what that channel's about, so that's why I figured I could make like another, well, I did make another channel to like kind of talk about other things. Yeah, Justice. So my business partner Ray, what he does is running a national park and in general disappearances and writes books. He's very big. Okay. Oh wow. Yeah, see, I think stuff like that would be really interesting. Not really like necessarily like true crime stuff, but just like but just kind of just stuff like that, weird coincidences or whatever, just things like that. Yeah, yeah. And like I said too, I've been really thinking about like, letting people, who might, need a place to vent about certain things, maybe have a place for them, to talk and just general things. Yeah, exactly, Justice. And I like, I like learning about different things and stuff like that, so. And I feel like with having, I always get fall and spring mixed up. It's just a thing. With having the spring off, I feel like I will be able to hopefully put a lot more work into my channels and my Twitch to kind of just help. Because I feel like once I kind of, start getting consistent, doing consistent videos and, getting into my niche and like, my other channel and, my Twitch and just kind of learning what works best, for me and everybody else, I feel like I can really do well. I just have to kind of, get into that and, find people who will appreciate, my content and things that I do. So then, like I said, I've been trying to get him to start like a sports type channel, and I feel like we can do really well. And we're the type of couple, like, we want to travel and do things. And so, like, if we were both like doing like online work and making money off of it or whatever, then we could do it will be like, we can still like make our videos and do whatever and go and travel and see the world if we wanted to or whatever, because like that's something he was thinking about, being a truck driver, because he that's another thing, because being a truck driver you can bring your wife with you and you can travel and stuff. So yeah, that's just trying to find that that we can stay together and still be able to travel.
And we come to the realization that it's okay not to have kids, because in our sense we have a lot of nieces and nephews to where we can help out when they start out. Now, there are a lot of things aspects that go into when you become a parent and stuff like that. You get a job and take care of and stuff like that. And not everybody in the world is meant to have kids. And with our group of nephews and nieces, we can just help them out, which is a good thing, And Rachel apologizes to me sometimes. Oh, you want to have kids and stuff like that. Well, it's okay not to have kids. It's okay. I have Rachel. I'm happy. Now, kids, if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. But it's okay that we have like I said, we have a lot of nieces and nephews to where we can help them when they start out, so they don't go through what we went through. And that's mainly what life is about, helping the next person in line. And if I can instill that into them, the world can be a better place.
Justice said, bring me and put me in your suitcase. I'm small enough.
Just a doctor.
You can fit in like one of those big suitcases. Just kind of.
And we could just say it's Rachel's makeup. Maybe that's a believable story. Just makeup.
Yeah, because I wore tons of makeup.
Well, you're a girl, so I mean, you can go with that. You don't have to use it. As long as we have Justice in the suitcase, that's all that matters.
Justice said, yes, it is very okay to not have kids. No kid gang.
My little 7-year-old nephew asked me that question a couple months back. He goes, Uncle Jesse, he goes, why don't you guys have kids? He goes, my mom, everybody's having kids. Why don't you guys? I told him, sometimes in life, people don't have kids, and that's okay. It's not nothing bad or anything like that. There's different cases and scenarios where, and at 7 years old, for him to understand that is good. It shows that his brain's, and I'm not saying, because his situation is different too and stuff like that, with my sister getting on drugs and then getting clean and stuff like that. And I told him, I said, me and Aunt Rachel have you guys. You guys are our kids, because we can help you guys out, because that's what nieces, that's what a nephew, or that's what aunts and uncles do too sometimes, is we don't have kids because we can help you guys out. And he goes, oh, okay. He goes, yeah. He goes, that's why I like, because when we were doing Uber, on my days off sometimes, we took them to San Francisco, and they loved it. We took them to the Golden Gate Bridge. We showed them that there's a whole world out there, that you don't have to be stuck in whatever town you are in. You can go be what you want to be. It's going to be hard, but there's a bigger world, and that's why I was so pushed on taking them to San Francisco, is because they're young and they can start knowing that, like, okay, maybe I can go somewhere else, or maybe I can do this or something. The possibilities are endless, is what I wanted to show them, and just helping them out.
Justice had said, pets are always fantastic. She said, maybe someday you guys can adopt a special needs dog that needs lots of extra love. That's a great outlet.
Yeah.
She said, yes, adopt me. It doesn't need to be blood for them to be your kid.
That's right.
Justice said.
Because that's what makes humans different from animals. is the relationships and the bonds we share with each other. Because at the end of the day, there will always be somebody that's going to go through something more severe than you, and you just got to make the best out of any situation. And what Rachel's teaching me is that when you communicate and talk, you'll have less fights and stuff like that. And she is right about 97% of the time. And I wish I listened to her a little bit more. But I'm going to going forward. I can listen to her, start listening to her.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah. And the reason why she puts up with me is because she, at the end of the day, she says she knows I'm going to try. If I can, because when we didn't have a car, I would walk, 12 miles and stuff like that. Why? Because I love the woman, and she needed stuff, groceries. That was difficult. I can say that was difficult. Groceries, taking the bus, bringing 2 heavy bags of groceries on the bus back. It was crazy. But you do sacrifices and compromises with people that you love. And that's what's left.
Janet said, my son married a woman who couldn't have children. He told me he would rather have her. They absolutely are besotted with each other after 10 years. 3 dogs, a lizard, and 3 cats. LOL. Yeah, I have issues myself. We've had 4 losses, and it's hard, and they can't figure out what's going on. They haven't done all the testing that there is. I think I know what's going on, but I'm having issues with getting tested. But anyways, like Jesse said, we've really come to the realization that that's probably not for us, especially since, like I said, we do want to, still kind of like travel and stuff. We never really got that experience together because, so much has happened. So that's why we're hoping, to be able to still travel and stuff like that. So Justice, Janet, that's beautiful, and good job as a mom, Janet. Yeah. Justice said, yes, let's just do better going forward. That's what I try to do every day, Jessie. And she had said, that's why I said earlier you were holding it together well. Janet said, my youngest son was adopted. He passed last year at 30, but left 3 grandbabies to love. 1 daughter has a daughter, and 1 couldn't. Oh, I'm so sorry, Janet. I lost my brother in 2019. He was how old? He was like
43.
So he wasn't as young, but yeah. I'm so sorry. But he didn't have any children or anything. I don't think he could have children, because with the way he was, I'm sure he would have had children if he could have. He had issues with drugs, and I know sometimes that too can affect your man juices and stuff. So Justice said, want a baby? Pay me and I'll carry a baby for you too. LOL. I'm the world's most fertile human. Oh my goodness, Justice. Thank you for the offer.
Yeah, for the option. I honestly, my whole perspective is if that works for some. I just couldn't ask somebody to do that, because that's a lot on the body. That really is. That I know people will go through that and stuff like that, but that for somebody to ask somebody to do that, and it's just a lot on your body in general, with having the baby and the different stuff that's coming at you and stuff like that. So I don't think If Rachel wants to do it, great, and I'm with it. If Rachel wants to do it, but personally, I just think that's too much to ask of somebody. You know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Janet. Yeah. Yeah, losing siblings are very hard.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Justice said, yeah, yes, it's a lot on your body and mind. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, so I see. So on that reason alone, because I just couldn't ask somebody to do that for us. That's why I told her it's okay not to have kids. It's alright.
Yeah, I know a lot of, not a lot, but I know of a couple people who just mentally, just while being pregnant, it wasn't good on them at all. There's just some people that happens to. Yeah. Yeah, Justice, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Justice sent me this playlist. I found another one that's pretty cool too, but I really like the beats on this one, so I've been playing this one, but I think maybe next time I'll switch it up so it's not just the same ones. We'll see. Yeah, Justice, that would be cool. Cause yeah, I really like playing it in the background. Sorry. We didn't really have any kind of plans coming into. Sorry, having issues. We didn't really have any plans coming into this stream, but I think it's went pretty well. It's went pretty well so far. That's why it's good to have Jesse. Sometimes he can help with, starting conversations and talking about things. So.
That's where Gift the Gab comes in.
Okay, you're gonna go going back to bed. Okay, Janet. I hope you have a good night, and
Good
I hope
night.
you sleep well. I'll see you the next time you're able to.
We'll be on
catch a
earlier.
live.
We're trying to be on earlier so you don't have to go to bed. We're gonna start streaming more.
Yeah, he means like next time.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be on earlier. So. Yeah, thank you for being here. I love you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Did I disconnect?